Julio just, I don't even know. He just threw down like a madman. Jesus. Another Moto Monday. I love this shit. All right. Welcome to another episode of Hook, Line, and Shifter. I'm your host, Bob McCarty. Like I always say, I hope everybody's having another great training week and a good start to 2026. Hopefully all those goals that you set for yourself, you're clicking them off 1 week at a time. 52 weeks to nail those goals for the year. Don't fall behind, because I'll tell you what, as that year goes on, number of miles, number of hours, it's going to get harder and harder to try and hit. So thanks for watching. Today's show, I've got the results from the round 1 FLE in Lakeland. Moto Monday. Man, these things kill me. But I hope you like this one on Moto Monday. I was redlined for the whole thing. Absolutely love it. Coming up this weekend, we've got Alligator the race at Markham Park. A little bit more about the Epic training, some of the numbers that I'm trying to hit for Epic, for the Absa Cape Epic, coming up in mid-March. And as always, I can't do this without any of my fine sponsors. Orchist Technologies, leaders in worldwide telecommunication. ESI grips, no numb hands, killer colors, all different thicknesses for their grips. Amazing grips. U-cycling, clothing I've been in, comfortable as hell. Can't go wrong with that U-cycling. Check out their website, U-cycling. That's Y-U-U, cycling.com. MASH Mobile Vet. I don't know how many times I have to say this about how stressful it is packing your animal up in the car, taking them to the vet. Stressful for you, stressful for everybody. Let MASH Mobile Vet come directly to your front door with a mobile animal hospital to take care of all your veterinarian needs. MASHmobilevet.com. POC helmets, I don't have to say anything about those. When you need a helmet, go to POC, the one and only and best one for you. POC.com. NV wheels, my M5 NV wheels, amazing. I absolutely love them. Lightweight, carbon, pretty much bulletproof. NV wheels they're the best. That's all I can say. ENVE.com. Pirelli tires, I've talked about the new Tread Compound M, the new Race M compound. Check that thing out. That is the only front tire that I will use, and it's actually really good for all conditions. Pirelli.com. And Absolute Black. Absolute Black has a whole host of products, especially their oval chain rings. Been on oval chain rings, I think, for 9, maybe going on 10 years now. Won't ride anything else. So check out all the products that they have to offer. AbsoluteBlack.com. And for ESI grips and U-cycling, please use my discount code HLS2026. It's HLS2026 and get yourself 20% off site-wide. All right. So last weekend was the first round for Gone Riding's Florida Endurance Series, the FLE series. Kicked off in Lakeland, Lois Hart Park, Carter Road, whatever you want to try and whatever you want to call it. Saturday was a short track race, and then Sunday was the marathon and then the sprint. Marathon race, generally about 60 miles. Sprint race, generally about 30 miles. All right, as far as the results, let's see how this all kicked off. We have Marathon Open, Caleb Adam. Caleb, just 19 years old, won the Marathon Open class. We had him on the show at the end of last year, him and his dad, Mike. As a matter of fact, Mike got himself the win for the Marathon Open 50 plus category. Marathon Amateur, Michael Parajan. That's Mr. Velocity and Rocket Man. There's a plug for you, Michael. Happens to be one of my McCarty training clients. Great job for him. Philip Todd, Marathon Open in the 40 plus. And like I said, Mike Adam in the 50 plus. Kudos to Jeff Wade picking himself up a second place. And of course, Kenan got third place in the 50 plus. Had Kenan on the show also. Check out his YouTube channel, Camp Kenan, KAMPKENAN. Reptile farm, and very informative, as well as a great channel to try and check out. Marathon Open in the 60 plus. Charles got first, Russell second, Glenn got himself third. And then in the sprint categories, the Sprint Open, which is the shorter race. So for Lakeland, it was actually 6 laps for the marathon and then 3 laps for the sprint. Adrian won the open class. For sprint amateurs, we got Nick got the win. Emmanuel got second. 40 plus, Jairo Lopez. 50 plus, Pablo got the win there. 60 plus, Adam got the win there. Sprint Open Women, Amy Talbot. Oh, good job. Good job, Amy. And then for Sprint Open Clydesdale, Raphael, another one of my McCarty guys, got the win in that category. Great job, Raf. Short track. Let's just go into short track overall. Short track overall, so it's the combined. We're just going to go with the top 5 right there. Jairo Lopez wound up getting the win. In that, the race was actually a little bit on the long side. 26 minutes for the short track. Generally, the short tracks are around 21 to 22. Looks like Dave and Gone Riding decide to throw you guys for a loop and make that lap a little bit long. Kenan picked himself up a second place. Steven got third. Adrian got fourth. And again, Michael, another McCarty guy, Michael Parajan, Mr. Velocity and Rocket Man got himself a 5th. So great job to all of them. I believe the next one for the FLE is coming up at the 12 Hours of Santos. They have off for a couple of weeks. Like I said before, I unfortunately can't chase the series this year because I'm not going to have the opportunity to get all the points needed to really chase an overall in the series because of going to the Absa Cape Epic again. All right, Moto Monday. This one was so fast and so much fun. I hope you like another Moto Monday at Markham Park. All right, so this was another Moto Monday at Markham Park. Off to the right side, you'll see here once I get this video started, this is where the lap started and stopped. Man, I can't say it enough. These Moto Mondays are so hard for me. Having such good, amazing training partners is definitely works. I'm going to narrate through this whole thing and then see a little bit what happens on lap number 2. All right, so right here is where the lap starts and stops. Pump track on the right side, and from this we're making a left into the warm-up loop. This would be if you're going to do the second time through the warm-up loop at Markham Park. Warm-up loop is a pretty fast and flowing trail. If you want to try and pay attention in this video to how many times I use my dropper, I say it again and again until I'm blue in the face. I use that thing all the time. And then checking out how many times I shift. On average, I probably shift about every 4 seconds throughout the entire lap. So still motoring through the warm-up loop. Around this, we're going to round this left-hander up to a nice long, somewhat of a downhill to a left-hander at the end, swinging wide to enter into it. Up in front is going to be a paver. We're going to go up the paver. It's going to drop down to the left. Nice, nice long straightaway running parallel to the fire road. In this straightaway, probably somewhere, I don't know, somewhere around 18, 19 miles an hour. It's a single track piece that motors. At the end of all, we're going to take a sweeping left. Not too hard through that left. Some routes you kind of have to worry about. Some are going to go off to the left. And now we're going to go around this next corner and go off to the left and drop into Side Chick. A little log over as you enter. Friend John on the right side. And dropping down. We're in Side Chick now. A little bit of a roller on the first part of it. Fast. Another really fast and flowing trail. If you can get your lines right, hit your marks, you can really get going. In the next couple corners, we're going to stay off to the right side. The right side is going to go up to an advanced section with a drop. 2 drop options. You can go way right or you can stay left. Left is about a 3-foot drop. Sitting back, manual off. A little double right here. Manualed over that. And continuing on through Side Trick. If you want to have a little bit of inside knowledge, we have the race coming up this weekend. Alligator the race. This portion of the trail I actually put in the race for this weekend. So study it, see if it can help you out for this weekend. Couple route sections we're going to go through. A lot of twisting turns. Nothing that drastic. If you really have, again, if you have your lines marked, you can really get some good speed through here. And within a couple seconds, we're going to be popping up and out of the trail, crossing back over the warm-up loop, hanging a right-hand turn, dropping down, and getting ready to exit the warm-up loop. Once we exit the warm-up loop, we're going to cross into deep, dark forest. There's a nice new double on entry to deep dark. A lot of momentum. Bike winds up just sailing right up and over it. All right, now we're in deep dark. Deep dark entries, not too bad. Again, you can carry the momentum. You can carry the momentum through it. Right in front of us is going to be a set of tight trees that you're going to look to try and get squeezed right through there, and then hang in a left-hand turn. Nothing that complicated in this section, just a little bit twisty. Again, you always want to try and pick your lines. Make sure you can get through this thing as fast and as smooth as you possibly can. 3 L's that I constantly focus in on when I'm riding: lines, legs, and limbs. Line selection, where is the front wheel? How does the back wheel track? Leg selection, what exactly are my legs doing? And limbs, what are my arms doing? Am I in that bulldog position? How often am I using the dropper? As well as shifting. Coming out of deep dark, merging onto the fire road, and then we're going to take a right-hand turn right here and then go straight into the adaptive trail. In this adaptive trail, you also want to keep in mind, if in fact you're going to do the alligator race this weekend, this is another trail that's going to be part of the race course. This is the normal direction. For the race this weekend, it will also be in the normal direction. Jump line is off to the left side here. We're going to wind up climbing back up to the top of the jump line, cutting across the top of the jump line and heading into Redback. Redback's right in front of us, hopping over this log over. Sweeping left, I'm going to hang right close to the tree. And then dropping down into Redback. I'm not sure if I do it here or not, but I think I do the high side double. There you go. Around this berm and then hanging another double before the berm. Really, really fun, fast, flowing section. At the end of all this, it's going to drop down a little bit onto a wood ramp. and we're going to stay off to the left side. Left side's going to go up and over to a nice downhill, opportunity to rest my legs. And then a little bit different, right up here, we're going to veer off to the left and have a short section of fire road. You're going to see exactly what happens here with Julio. Exactly. Pay attention to this going forward. So Julio decides to jump me. I think we got two more laps left. So now we got Julio off in the distance. Now we're merging back onto the end of Area 51. Going to make a right-hand turn around this next section, up and over a bunch of roots. Tried to manual pick up over that. Julio's going to stay off to the right. I'm going to follow him here. We're going to hop down a wood ramp. And then off in the distance is going to be a rock over to some steps. Good line, Julio. Right here, he decides to attack me. This freaking guy decides to attack me. A couple times throughout this video, if you take a glance down, you'll be able to kind of see what my speed is going over all of this stuff. Turtle slide. Up and over all of this. Tight section, sweeping to the right. And well, this is going to be a new section that we drop into the left and down to the right. A little bit off camber, but if you can get your line right, it's actually not that bad. Julio nailed it really well here. At the end of this, we're going to hang a hard left and then a right out to the fire road. When I do my moto workouts, I like to put fire road in because you can see we'll really try to pick up the pace. Believe it or not, Julio's attacking me. If you see how much I'm swinging the bike back and forth, it means I'm trying to stay with him. I got Marco hot on my wheel here also. Making a right-hand turn and back into the trail again, up and over the berm. And a tight left-hand turn to a climb. This is all going to drop us onto the Deja Vu wood ramp. Wood ramp's going to drop into the Deja Vu tabletop. This is actually a lot of fun. Just be careful if that ramp is a little bit wet. Airing this tabletop out. Around the corner is going to be some roots. Nice. Right in front is going to be a log over. Let's see how Julio tackles it. Soaks the whole thing up. Another root over. And this trail is Bermuda Triangle. We're in the first part of Bermuda Triangle. Off in the distance, we're going to go ahead and make a right-hand turn, then a quick left. It's going to pop us out of the trail back onto Middle Earth. That, in fact, is going to end the lap for us. We're going to do one more hot one with Julio and see exactly how he handles it. If you look off on my right hand, you'll be able to see I have a Garmin Edge remote. I can control my Garmin from that remote. Being that I do so many laps and so many intervals, every time I touch my Garmin, these buttons wind up going. So I'm using that Garmin Edge remote. Much easier to try and handle everything. You can change screens, change laps, start, pause, you name it, you can do it from that button. All right, so we're heading back into the warm-up loop again. One last time with Julio, and I'll tell you what, man, he is absolutely laying it down in here. It might not look like it, but yeah, I am on edge trying to sit his wheel. Absolute blast. Same thing, hopping off to the right to take this left-hand turn. Great traction in the trail. You can see how much Julio is actually using his dropper. Like I said in the first lap, again at the top of this, we're going to go up over these pavers, drop down, and then hit this straightaway. I think Julio takes us somewhere around 20, maybe 21 miles an hour down this piece of single track. Absolutely flying. Marco's hanging on. You know, Marco's so strong that he's probably just sitting back there doing nothing. I don't think so, but he might be sitting back there doing nothing. At the end of all this, again, we're going to take a left-hand turn up to a climb. A little bit of an uphill right there. And at the end of all this, we're going to make a left and head into Side Chick again. Let's see how Julio actually handles this. I believe once we go up and over this log over, yep, he's going to throw down some serious effort. Nice double kind of there, double down. And again, at the end of this is going to be off. We're going to take the right-hand line. It's going to go up to the advanced section. In the advanced section, there's two options. Left line about 3 foot, right line about 1 foot. When you have the speed that Julio has right now, the left line is very easy to do. Drops the saddle, hops off. Same thing for me. He's actually going to manual across those doubles. Nice. And we're back into the twisty stuff of side trick. Once again, like I said earlier, this is going to be part of Alligator the Race this weekend at Markham, so you might want to pay attention to it. I will also do a video of the entire race course. Hopefully by Friday night, I'll get it up for you all. Again, popping out of side chick, going to make a right-hand turn, and it'll be the end of the warm-up loop. And headed out of the warm-up loop, crossing over the fire road and into Rock Garden. One more time. Julio's not going to do it. Or Deep Dark Forest, I'm sorry. Julio's not going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and do that double. Not making up any time on him because he's clearly trying to drop me. And again, Marco's sitting back there probably with a grin on his face, having a good old time. Squeezing in between those two trees again. And then a hard left-hand turn through Deep Dark. All right, getting ready to exit Deep Dark onto the fire road, hanging a hard right, and then we'll take a left trail into what I call the adaptive trail. Not really sure what the name of it is, but it's a green trail, but Julio was absolutely flying through there, trying to get rid of me once again. This is the last lap. The park closes at 5:30, so we're trying to cram this lap in. We literally get the lap in with probably about 30 seconds to go. All right, climbing up to the top of the jump line, crossing over the jump line into Redback. There's going to be a small log over right at the beginning of it. Then we're going to take a left-hand turn close to the tree, holding that wide line, and then dropping in for the final time into Redback. Doing the double off in the distance. Dropping onto the berm and trying to close back in on Julio. But I'll tell you what, he is throwing down. Left-hand turn, we're going to go up and over this. On the backside, rest a little bit. Nope, not with Julio on this final lap. He's going to start the attack once again. If you look down at my Garmin on my bike, I believe 26 miles an hour somewhere along this, which means Julio is motoring. Right hand turn, not going up into area 51 on the right. Nice tuck, Julio. Right hand around this corner, over some roots, manual up and over them again. We're going to go up to the right, drop down the wood ramp, get a little pump at the bottom. And one last time dropping into these rocks. Left line. And then Julio is going to attack me again. Last time. I think I just saw 24 on the Garmin. 24. Turtle slide. Around Turtle slide. Small tight section we're about to go through. And then again, new trail. We're going to drop down to the left and off to the right. A little bit off camber. Let's see if Julio gets the line or not. Nope. Drifted left. Drifted left, Julio. Last time here, we're going to pop out to the fire road, and then you're clearly going to see by how much I'm wiggling the bike, Julio is trying to get rid of me. That's sprinting. It's out of the saddle, sprinting, trying not to get dropped. And God, I'm hanging on for dear life right now. One more time up and over this berm into the last section of trail. Crossing the trail and trying not to kill anybody. Nika's out there practicing on Monday nights also. Final section, we're going to do a left, climb, wood ramp down to Deja Vu. Should be able to air it out one last time. Again, Marco's sitting in the back just taking all of this in. I'm sure having a good old time. Watching Julio try to get rid of me, watching myself trying to die, and him just sitting there having a good time. Dropping down that wood ramp, up and over Deja Vu tabletop, left turn at the end of the whole thing. Log over one last time. And last little ditch effort from Julio. And right here at the end of this, again, we're going to pop out to the right and then pop out to the left, out onto the fire road for the final part of the lap. Well, there you go. That, in fact, was another Moto Monday. Based on this, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again and again and again. When you're practicing mountain biking, practice mountain biking. These laps that we do are probably anywhere between 7 to maybe 9 minutes. And we do it for 75 minutes in the winter and 90 minutes during the summer. Just has to do with daylight savings and when the park actually closes. Find yourself some good accountability partners. Find yourself some good training partners. Find people that are a little bit faster than you. Push. And I'll tell you what, you will see the results. Hope you like that episode of, or that ride from Moto Monday. Okay, so it's the end of Moto Monday. Julio, Marco, hey, nice. Dude, that was sick. Sick. I don't know what these boys are thinking, but ooh, hot night. Thanks for watching Hook, Line, and Shifting. All right, I hope you like that perspective of Moto Monday. I enjoyed talking over the whole thing, but I mostly enjoyed the fact that Julio came around me, attacked me, and put me on the ropes for the whole lap. 2 laps, 2.5 laps actually. But God, that thing is fun. Maybe next week I'll let Marco do the same. Not let Marco. Maybe Marco will do the same next week. Jump me on that Moto Monday, and I'll get him on camera to show you guys just how talented he is and just how much these training partners of mine beat me up. All right, this weekend we have Alligator the Race at Markham Park. Believe it's the 4th year of the event. I've been very fortunate for every year to design and lay out the course. This year it's going to be like none other than I've designed in the past. We've done it 3 times at Markham Park, 1 time at Amelia. I've tried to look at my past 2 years, 2 or 3 years designs at Markham Park and put together everything that I liked in those courses, put it all together for the race this weekend. If you have the opportunity, it's going to be a little bit on the cool side. I think Sunday morning is probably going to be about 40. when you compare that to what the rest of the country is going through right now, it actually isn't that bad. Not that bad at all. So come on down to South Florida, enjoy Alligator the race, and see what type of chaos that I chose to lay out. There's an enduro course, cross-country course. You can do a team in the cross-country category. Bunch of bands. Really, really a great event. Check that out, alligatortherace.com. And remember in that video also that for Moto Monday, a lot of the sections are actually what's going to happen for Alligator the Race. And then Friday night, I'll put up another episode. I'll put up another show on Hook, Line, and Shifter with an entire race lap for Alligator the Race, so you can check it out, leading right up to the start on Sunday morning. Epic, Absa Cape Epic training. I decided to pull numbers. So I did the Absa Cape Epic in 2019. Decided to pull some numbers. For those of you that have training peaks, I started day one with a fitness of 130 and a form of plus 25. To start an 8-day race, it's actually pretty good. By day 8, I was negative 77 on the final day, and my fitness was somewhere around 140 or 145, which is fine. This year, my goal is to show up into the prologue with a fitness of 135 and trying to get my form up to 35. So what does that mean? That means a whole hell of a lot of riding. Fitness number is simply a 42-day average of TSS points. Those of you that don't know anything about this, don't worry about it. It just means that it's a lot of work. For those of you that do understand the numbers, you can understand what I'm trying to do to push and get ready for this. We start traveling on March 11th, start racing on the 15th, race all the way 8 days, all the way till the 22nd, 23rd, hop a flight, be back home on the 24th. Again, through Facebook, I'll be doing Facebook Live every single day. We are going to be 6 hours ahead of you. So when it's midnight here, it's actually 6 o'clock in the morning the next day for us. After each one of the stages is over, hopefully by 2 or 3 o'clock each day, which means 9 o'clock in the morning for you guys, I'll be doing my Facebook Live, answering questions, kind of giving the details of how Randy and I did in that respective stage or that day. So stay tuned. Let's see how this is going to go this year. When I did in 2019, Randy and I were in the 40 plus category. We finished 6th overall. Based on my numbers and how I feel, based on Randy's numbers and how he feels, we're still in pretty good shape. So now we're heading back in the 50 plus category. Let's see how this thing goes. Once again, I can't do any of this without my sponsors: Orcus Technology, ESI Grips, U Cycling, MASH Mobile Vet, POC Helmets, Envy Wheels, Pirelli Tires, and Absolute Black. Please support my sponsors. Use that code HLS2026 to get yourself 20% off site-wide at some of those respective sites. Once again, hope you enjoyed this episode of Hook, Line, and Shifter. I was your host, Bob McCarty. Have another great training week. We'll see you this weekend for Alligator the Race 2026 at Markham Park.